Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for September. I hope you are doing well. I am going to take a quick second to remind everybody that these are general readings. It may not resonate with every Leo. So guys, just take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for someone else. Don't try to force yourself into a reading that's just not for you. Now we're going to start with your current energy here, and then we're going to look at the month of September week by week, all the way up to the final week and the ending of September. So, Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? What would you like Leo to know for September? All right, you are starting out with Judgment, and it is crossed by the Five of Wands. So a lot of you guys are wanting a reconciliation. You're fighting for it. I feel like you have some conflicts about this. You want to make a good judgment call. So yeah, there's definitely a judgment call here that is at hand. Some of you are trying to make a judgment call with somebody that you've had conflict with as well. Show me the outcome, or show me the history. Yeah, Justice in the reverse. This could be a Leo in your past, but in the recent past, there's a sense here that you were not treated correctly. You feel very wronged by somebody. It could have been a lack of balance within the relationship, but there's definitely a sense of you feeling like this person did not treat you right. And this would be the person you're trying to make this judgment call about. I do feel like there's a lot of conflict in your energy, like, yeah, wanting to make good judgment calls in this situation, but also wanting balance. So show me why all this is happening. The Three of Swords. Oh, it's all happening because your heart was broken in this situation. That's why there's conflict. That's why you have conflict. Now, you could have had conflict with that person as well, but you have some internal conflict. And I feel like it's because you experienced a lot of heartbreak here. Some of you, it could have even been a third-party energy. What's on your mind? Well, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. You're reluctant to take action. You're reluctant to take action because, again, I feel like you're second-guessing yourself a little bit here. I do feel like this feeling as if this person has treated you badly is causing your vibration to be a little bit lower. You're not standing in your power here, or at least you feel you're not. And I feel like you're reluctant to take action because you don't want to do the wrong thing. You're afraid that what you do could be the wrong thing. I do feel like some of you guys do want a reconciliation with this person, but you're conflicted even about that. Let me see September for Leo. Show me September for Leo. Knight of Wands in the reverse. A lack of communication here. It could be on your side or theirs, but there's somebody here you feel like they're in and out, in and out. You may be dealing with a player. At worst case, and at best case, you're dealing with somebody who's inconsistent. Show me how Leo is showing up in the reading. You're tired of waiting. You're starting to see this as from a very different perspective. You're changing perspective on this whole situation, and you're definitely tired of waiting because you feel like you've been waiting a long time for this to come together. Let me see the energy coming towards Leo. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Somebody who does have feelings and loves you, but they're not expressing themselves. They're not offering that love. They do have the feelings. Yeah, so I'm starting to put the picture together, and I can see how frustrating that would be. Show me Spirit's advice for Leo. Show me Spirit's advice. Three of Cups in the reverse. Yes. So Spirit, according to this, Spirit is saying she, whatever. Spirit is going to give you guidance with regard to dating, going out. spending time with family and friends, because there's a sense here of unhappiness. And I'm getting that in two places here. There's a sense of unhappiness. So make sure, Leo, that you're not allowing yourself to stay in victim mode. You know, because I can see that you were treated poorly. You were treated badly in the past. So, and I feel like this person that you're dealing with, they're just very inconsistent. They're withholding communication. They're withholding their affection. And you're heartbroken. So Spirit is going to advise you with regard to this. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see the outcome. And we're going to clarify that. There's a lot of unhappiness in the reading. So, oh, look at that. Wheel of Fortune. And it is in the upright. So something here is going to change out. There's a cycle ending. The Wheel of Fortune is a 10. 10s are usually about an ending of a cycle. And I'm thinking it's an ending of this cycle of feeling sad, feeling disempowered, you know, low vibrational energy. Something's going to be shifting here in your favor. Things are going to start moving in your favor by the end of the month. It may be very much connected to this new perspective that you are, you know, bringing in. So I love seeing that at the end, because I can see that there's a lot of lower vibrational energies here and heartbreak. There's just heartbreak here. So bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. It is in the reverse. This is underlying energy, and this does indicate that you have a lack of clarity about something. It can also indicate that there's a lack of communication between you and someone, and I definitely see that as well. So let's clarify your reading, Leo. Spirit, why is Judgment here? The Tower. So yeah, whatever happened between the two of you, you felt extremely wronged by. It caused a Tower moment. It caused a lot of heartbreak. It does look like for a lot of you, there was conflict with regard to that as well. And now you're just trying to recover. Something, though, collapsed, Leo, because it wasn't built on a solid foundation. So when it collapsed, it created the heartache, but you're now trying to rebuild your energy. And I do feel like a lot of you would like to reconcile this with this person, but if you do, you don't want to go back to what you had with this person, the inconsistency, feeling like you weren't being treated right, that it was an unbalanced situation, there was a lot of conflict in the situation. You want to go back to something and build it from the ground up. And build it in a solid way, which is, that would be how you do it. So that's admirable. We have the Four of Swords in the reverse. So this is and this is crossing it. So you want to talk to this person about that. You want to discuss this with them openly. You want to say, look, I know we've had all these things happen, but I'd like to rebuild this. You know, I feel like you want communication. You want to talk about your feelings, how this, you know, their behavior made you feel heartbroken. And I feel like you want honesty and clarity in this situation. So let me see why Justice is in reverse in the past. Yeah, you feel like things aren't over between the two of you. Some of you may also be concerned that this person is not going to change their behavior, that even though you want to build it on a solid foundation, you're not sure that they're capable of doing that. I definitely feel like a lot of you feel like this situation is not over, though, that there's unfinished business, and a lot of you do want to reconcile. Oh, you're in the Empress energy. That's beautiful. Yeah, you've transformed this heartbreak into Empress energy. So I feel like a lot of you may have had a gap in time where you haven't talked with this person, or you've been away from this person. And during that time, I feel like you have kind of changed your energy. You've stepped it up. You have these moments of doubt where you feel very low. You feel lower vibrational and almost like paralyzed with regard to action. You know, what I'm seeing is that you are actually, your view of yourself needs to be adjusted, because you don't recognize yourself as the Empress. You're still seeing yourself here in a lower vibrational energy. But the way the world is seeing you, Leo, is that you are seated in the Empress energy, that you basically have it all, that you are not chasing after anything, you're attracting, you're receiving. People are like viewing you very differently than the way you view yourself. And I feel like you came into this Empress energy as a result of the heartbreak that you've experienced. So that could also be how you're viewing yourself differently as well. Let me see what's on your mind. Let's look at your thoughts. I do feel like a lot of you don't want to take action towards this person. Yeah, you have all these feelings and emotions, but and passion as well. Like you love them, you feel passionate towards them, but you don't feel like it's on you to move towards them, which is this Empress energy. I feel like you're kind of holding back with your emotions and with your passions. You don't want to be the one to come after them, to chase after them. You're kind of holding back. All right, so let's look at September. Show me September for Leo. Show me September for Leo. Wow, the energy's flying out. So I would expect a lot of energy in the month of September. There could be a lot of ups and downs, we'll see, but there's definitely a lot of energy going back and forth in September. All right, so we have that Knight of Wands in the reverse. That's repeating energy. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands reversed. We have the High Priestess. We have the Chariot reversed. The Ace of Wands. We have the Eight of Wands reversed. Ten of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor in reverse, the Fool, the Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so a lot of energy here. What I am seeing is that you're dealing with somebody or a situation that there's a lot of inconsistency. I feel like you want to move away from that. You've recognized it. You want to move away from inconsistency. You want peace in your life. The inconsistency is just chaotic. You could also in this first week, because I see that determination to move forward. I feel like there's somebody here that you aren't currently talking with. And I feel like you are avoiding arguments with this person. You know, when you're not talking with this person, when this person kind of, how do I word this? When they're more off than they are on, when they're not, talking with you or expressing their feelings to you, it does make you feel powerless. It makes you feel stuck. It makes you even feel like they could be holding secrets, So I feel like you want to move away from all that energy, and I see the determination to do so. I do feel like in the first week you will not be talking with this person, or like they're not going to be in your life. It's going to be one of those periods where they're kind of out, and I do feel like that causes you to feel. It causes you to feel insecure is what it's doing. You are delving into your intuition, though. I feel like you make the determination to move forward in the first week. In the second week, you move intuitively. You're moving intuitively. And I feel like there's, you could live at a distance from this person, but there's this stuck energy here. And that stuck energy has to do with somebody either blocking you or not talking with you, or like I said, they could live at a distance. I feel like you want to have this new beginning. There is something in the middle of the month that you are very passionate about, but I feel like it gets blocked. Whatever this is being blocked. And it's being blocked by problems and, you know, I feel like you're being very patient with it, but some of you could be dealing with either an Aries or a divine masculine that is not in the best energy. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. This person's experiencing a lot of problems, but you're being very patient with them. Now, this is an Ace of Wands, and Wands can indicate sexual energy. So I do feel like this person could come in wanting a more physical connection around the middle of the month. If so, I feel like you're going to block that. I do. I feel like you're going to block that because you are in this Empress energy. Some of you might not. Do what your intuition tells you. In the third week, I do feel like there's a lot of problems related to this person. I feel like their life is out of control. There's a sense here of you being very patient, waiting to see what this person's going to do, waiting to see, are they going to offer a new beginning? Are they going to take a leap of faith? Are they going to take control of the situation? Because I do feel like there's been definitely a blockage on this connection related to their problems, not yours. So in the third week, I feel like you're kind of sitting back, you're watching, you're waiting to see what this person is going to do. Now, in the fourth week, and this person, by the way, has a lot of problems. If this is not a love relationship, although I do feel like for most of you it is, if this is somebody you work with or work for, this person could be a bit out of control. They're not a very good manager, or, there's something here about having a lot of problems. This person could also be a business owner or a high-level manager, but they have a lot of problems. And I feel like you've tried to plant seeds of peace with this person, and I feel like you're kind of sitting back in that third week watching to see what they're going to do, being very patient, but all the while hoping that they will take this leap of faith. In the fourth week, I do see some kind of an offer coming from this person. I do. It's going to be very small. It'll definitely be communication. I feel like they're making some kind of a small effort here, and it's likely because you're holding back. You're not chasing after them. So I do see them, trying to extend themselves to you in some way. It might be as simple as a text or a call, or it could be something bigger. It could be a small offer, but they're extending themselves in the fourth week of September. However, I see you kind of looking at what it is that they're offering you, and you're kind of like feeling as if you're looking at the past. You're feeling sad. You're feeling like, does this person actually love me? Is this really the right person for me? So, and I see that you do want a new beginning. You do want this offer, but there's still a lot of sadness. So something about the offer that they're giving you isn't exactly what you were hoping or wanting here. So let's look at your energy. Show me the Hangman in reverse. Oh yeah, you're definitely looking at things differently. It's like you're having an epiphany in the month of September. All right, so we have the Moon in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. And we have the Six of Coins. So this is good. I feel like something you've been waiting for may come through. I can see you're tired of waiting. Something is going to be revealed to you that's going to relieve your anxiety. It's going to release your worries. It's going to bring about a sense of balance here. It's going to cause you to look at the situation differently. So that's very interesting. I also see that, your mood is lightening here a little bit. You're releasing yourself from a lot of anxiety and depression. And I feel like you're balancing your energy out. I also see you showing up here as being rather enlightened and also, generous. So that's good. Your energy is improving here throughout the month. But there's something here that's going to get revealed to you that's going to cause you to be like, oh, okay, this is how I see it. This is what's been revealed. Your anxiety is going to melt, and it's going to bring balance back. Let's look at the energy coming towards you. Show me the energy coming towards Leo. Show me the energy coming towards Leo. Interesting. King of Swords in the reverse. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Two of Cups in the reverse. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So the person who's coming towards you, or this is somebody who's undergoing karma. All of their cards are in the reverse, indicating some sort of karmic lesson or karmic cycle here. This may be somebody you've had an ending with. There could be a lack of communication, definitely, with this person. I feel like they're withholding communication and they're withholding, you know, their emotions. Although they do have those emotions, they lack clarity in something. This person could be acting dishonestly. It could be that they're being dishonest with themselves about their feelings in this relationship, or they could be being dishonest with you, because I do feel like this person is trying to give off the air that they don't care, but that really is not the case. I'm also seeing that this person is very angry. This is someone who's really angry, and this is part of the reason why they're withholding that energy. Yeah. Interesting. And they also want you to be extending yourself to them. They're hoping that if they hold out long enough that you will extend yourself to them. So let's look at Spirit's advice. Five of Swords reversed. Five of Wands. And the Sun card in reverse. So Spirit is saying that this reconciliation that you're hoping for right now is not going to come about currently, because there's a lot of conflict here. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of things that need to come out, that need to be revealed, things that are hidden. And somebody is standing in a state of arrogance, basically. Someone is also avoiding. I feel like that's you, though. I feel like you're avoiding them somewhat in order to not deal with the arrogance, not deal with the conflict, because it makes you terribly unhappy. So I can see that you want this sense of coming back together, but it's just simply not going to happen at this point because of all these things that are going on. I'm telling you, this person is undergoing karma. And you have to stay out of their way right now and let them experience the karma that is coming to them, because you don't want to get wrapped up in that. Yeah, you just don't want to be wrapped up in that. So let's look at your outcome. Yeah, it would bring unhappiness and it would bring a lot of conflict into your life. So you're actually being protected here. Show me the outcome for Leo. Page of Wands reversed. Temperance. Sagittarian energy. And the Two of Pentacles. So by the end of the month, what's going to bring about this Wheel of Fortune for you is healing. Healing and balancing out your emotions. And again, like I just told you, you're being protected here. So this is happening for your benefit, Leo. It's happening. You're being protected. This person is undergoing a tremendous amount of karma. I do feel like this is somebody that's very immature. Page of Wands reversed. When they don't get what they want, they tend to throw tantrums. They communicate immaturely. So they're undergoing karma. You have to stay out of their way. You're being protected here. Now, things are going to be moving in a better way for you. I don't see it in connection to this person right now, but you're going to bring balance back into your life. I see that in your energy. I feel like you guys are highly spiritual. A lot of you are very enlightened. I'm seeing that as well. And I do feel like a lot of balance is coming back into your energy here. But right now, it's not the time for you to be focusing on this person. You need to let them deal with whatever it is that they need to deal with. And I feel like you're doing the right things. You're in this Empress energy. You're not taking action towards them, even though they want you to. And I feel like a lot of you know that. you're focusing on you. You're focusing on your balance. You're increasing your spirituality. And this is going to cause things to move in your favor. I do feel like this person is going to be rather withdrawn throughout the month of September. But just know that you're being guided and being protected here. Bottom of the deck is the Magician in the reverse. This is underlying energy. And it indicates to me, now some of you are dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. It does indicate to me, though, that there's something here that is not manifesting the way you want it to right now. It's also indicating to me that because we have this Ace of Swords and that's in this person's energy, be careful that this person is not withholding communication or, you know, even lying to you when they do communicate, because that can be a signal of somebody being manipulative as well. So just be on the lookout for that. Trust your intuition, and I see you doing that here. And just continue focusing on you and your spirituality right now. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, and we'll see if there's any guidance for Leo. Guidance for Leo. Let's try that again. Guidance for Leo. All right, so you have number 4. It says, call forth the waves. 4s are generally about stability, so focus on your stability right now. I'm going to read this for you. Give me a second to find it. All right. There are times when all is tranquil and beautifully so, and there are times when all is simply too still and nothing has changed because nothing has been done. Too much for too long has stayed the same, and now this denizen of the seas of energy which surrounds the realm of the Kitsune is urging you to call forth the waves and to stir the world around you into action. For there is much to be done and many things which are bringing discontent, and yet all is remaining the same. So much so that it seems that this stasis is natural, just simply the way things are. But this being of the sea is here to tell you that this is not how things must remain. And she will show you how to call up the waves of pure energy from within the emotional energy which sustains and feeds you, the watery energy of memories and the psyche which gathers its strength and pours through the world and lifts up all that has stayed too long hidden so it can be seen and changed with pure, raw energy. Call forth the waves now, my friend, raise them high, and let us see what power there is in initiating change, being active and courageous, and immersing ourselves in the pouring forth of the energy that has been too long held within, restrained and tethered for no good reason. Call forth the waves and connect to this great primal tidal force, and know that no matter how formidable change may be, it is a living thing, unlike stasis and the quiet of intimidation. Rise up and see who joins you as you dare to take the ride of your own life, and upon the waves that you called up, you will dance. Know you are free and powerful being filled with instinctive energy. Others will rise to join you, and as you do this, your life will be filled with a new and cleansing energy. So don't be afraid to take action. Don't be afraid. You know, it may not be that you are going to be taking action towards this person, but Spirit is definitely telling you to take action in your own life, definitely towards your own spirituality. And that's going to be a game changer for you. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Leo. If you have resonated with this reading, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.